Hello, everybody. What's up? Cedric and Cedric here. CR Wrestling Commentary, All Elite Wrestling Dynasty Review. And we got another show we're going to watch right before, right after we are done with this. It's taking us a couple of days, actually about 3 days, to get this done because low energy, low care. But you know what? All in all, this wasn't bad. It really wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna nitpick it.
More highs than lows.
I'm not gonna nitpick it, but I did take notes. Against my will, I just started jotting stuff down, and I was like, I'm gonna take. Look. I took notes because it was more like I'm about to prove how dumb all this is, but I can see where they blended stuff, but they just don't. I'll get into it. But first, we gotta do viewer comment first.
Okay. This comment is from Zemo. Thank you for the response. Always appreciate it. I'm happy Mark is the Ring of Honor champion, but with Tony still booking Ring of Honor, I am worried about how his reign will be handled. Keith should adopt a mercenary gimmick and be hired to go after babyfaces. That would get him over as a heel. At this point, there are only 3 gold referees in AEW right now: Paul Turner, Bryce, and Stefan. It is great to hear Cedric again. Thanks. It is good to be heard. I appreciate that.
Ain't no love, man. What about me? We brothers, man. What?
You were still talking, so how can he welcome you back? Welcome back. I've been sitting right beside you for 2 minutes. What you welcoming me back for?
Well, I want to be included. So, look, I could throw out a lot of bad things about AEW Dynasty. I could. It will be a mixture, okay? So, no, we didn't watch the pre-show because damn that. And there might have been some good stuff there, but wasn't interested. I would say this: AEW is doing better with their packages to sum up the storyline at hand that they're finna settle. What's wrong with you?
Broke.
What's broke?
My case broke. My phone case chip. I didn't know it.
Oh, you want me to repaint it or something?
No, I'm gonna have to get another one.
Get another one? I can paint it.
You ain't gotta paint it.
I don't have metallic red though.
Well, see, that's not gonna work then because it's metallic.
What's the other piece? I can glue it back.
I don't know. I just realized it was broken. I can't glue it. I don't have a piece for.
Damn. Okay.
Sorry, guys. I just realized that my phone case was broke. Okay, we can carry on.
So look, for those that'll stick around for longer than 51 seconds,
Zemo, we love you, dude.
Yep. For those that can hang in there for our reviews, we love you, and we will certainly be reading your comments no matter what. But nobody else gets to comment because they don't know what we're gonna talk about.
RF Extra, we love you too.
Yep. So, okay. We got Pac. This is the Continental title. Pac versus Okada Kazuchika. Okay, Pac. Cedric noted it's one thing to come into a company and get a title without doing anything, but Pac has been gone for months and get a title shot.
If I was in the back, man, I'd be pissed. Like, I've been here busting my ass and toiling and losing for all this time, and you show up and you just small and angry, you get a title shot.
knowing how wrestling goes, I wouldn't be upset at all. Why? Because you know the title shots aren't like legitimate like that. And at the same time, it's like, okay, he's gonna go out there and get beat. But the only jealousy would be, I want to go out there and showcase my skills. You know, and he gets to do that. He's advertising himself. Okay. So I had to note, Tony Khan complained about WWE giving losers a world title shot. And now look at this. I had to note the fans are hyped for Okada. And when they stand in the ring, they get the holy shit chant. Some wrestling was at the start, and soon a dive. Didn't take much. Pac hit an avalanche suplex. They called a brain buster, but no pin. Okada hit the drop kick. Yay. And they say nobody else could do a drop kick better. I'm like, I listed off Billy Kidman, Paul Roma, Kurt Hennig. Quickly, I rattled them off.
But unfortunately, they're either not here or not alive.
Which I was like, damn. Randy Orton used to have an awesome drop kick.
He did. He used to have a beautiful drop kick.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. And then you look at the Young Lions, yeah. But okay, fine. Hype up the thing that many others are doing just as well.
I mean, but they've hyped up Okada's drop kick even when he was back in New Japan Pro Wrestling. They always did. So they're going to continue to do it here.
Okada hit an apron-hung DDT on Pac, who looked like he suffered heavy neck damage.
It looked awful. And see, up to this point in the match, Okada was his same plain face, barnyard animal self. Like he just standing around chewing on some hay and don't know what the hell is going on. But when he hit this ugly looking DDT,
who the hell calling?
You know who it was. The same as always.
Always.
And when he hit that ugly looking DDT and he started laughing, I was like,
that's different.
Shit.
That's different.
That is different.
Facial expression.
It was, and it was like, berating laughter.
Oh, he had the time of his life at that moment. And then, let's see. Then after that, I noted that not sure if they figured out how to work it, but Pat looked like he was in trouble on that floor. Then Pat hit a swan dive, Asai moonsault, and he clutched his neck. He didn't hit his head at all. Mm-mm. He hit that move, and it was perfect. And he was clutching his neck, and I'm like, no, hold up, we'll get to it. I know that Taz tries to play off that he was hurt from the landing, but people watching at home should know better. And I had to note everything Pac does. He checked the back of his neck, nearly afraid to touch it. The reason this stands out is because Pac can't sell water to the thirsty.
He does not sell. He just take moves and then keep going. He's never sold this well.
And slowly but surely, he stopped selling the neck. But Okada hit an air raid crash for a 2. Okada hit a diving elbow drop for a 2. A great spot. Okada goes for his signature pose and flips off the fans, gaining a lot of boos.
That was great.
He was all ready. He leaned over, touched him out, come up, middle finger. Beautiful.
It was great. He was all grins too. Like, y'all fell for it.
Pat, yep. And the fans was chanting, "Fuck Okada." Oh, they were mad. Mm-hmm. They got taken. They were mad. They got fooled. They feeling stupid. Put your face up off the floor. It's all good. And then Pac hit an Everest German suplex for a 2. The fans chant, "This is awesome." I was like, y'all are fickle. Pac misses the black arrow that took him forever to set up.
Oh, that's the one on the top row where he always gets up like he about to fall every time.
AJ Styles used to get up there and just do it. Will Ospreay would just get up there, take forever, and then do it. I'm like, man, just get up there and do it. Okada hit a tombstone and then picked him up. So it's just turning Ifedi. Pac applies the brutalizer as a counter, and then the hold is broken by an irate, which was smart.
That hand wiggled over there and
Yep. Pac hit a tombstone and Okada grabbed the ref's leg to block the black arrow attempt. Pac tries the black arrow and hits his face on the knees of Okada. His face hit the knees. Mm-hmm. Okada hit a decent return lariat and got the pin.
For Okada, that was better than decent.
For Okada, it was masterful. It was high impact. It was the greatest lariat ever done. But compared to many others, it was a decent.
No, it won't like Stan Hansen or nothing. But for Okada, it was good.
Yep. And after the match, Pac receives applause from the fans. The fans chant, "He's our bastard."
Okay, I had to pause the whole thing and look at Cedric and say what I'm about to say now. That was the best Okada match I have ever seen. I don't care about the so-called best bouts, 10 million stars he supposedly did with Omega, or anybody else getting drugged through a match by Ishii,
Okada and Omega. Okada and Omega. That match sucked. It was not good.
This was the best I've ever seen Okada. He should have been a baddie a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. He should have been a baddie. Put it like this, y'all.
And he wasn't a bitch ass baddie.
It's not. People garner a match 5 stars if there's a whole lot of moves, a whole lot of pops, and whatnot. Everybody get their stuff in, and everyone do the dives. That's a 5-star match to everybody else. But you know, I watch wrestling. I want to see pro wrestling. And this match here, honestly, the best I'll be able to give it is 3.5. But it was a very enjoyable 3.5.
And it had very good pacing. It didn't get to a point where you're like, okay, I'm ready to go, use the bathroom.
Yeah. I'd watch the match again. It was a good match to watch. It was good. So don't think because I give it low stars, it's a bad match. No, if it's a bad match, I'm going to give it 2 stars or something. That's how I feel. So next we get the trios tag match with the House of Black, Buddy Matthews, Brody King, and Malachi Black versus Eddie Kingston, Mark Briscoe, and Adam Copeland. So they're going against the 3 champions. Okay. New Japan Strong, Ring of Honor World, and TNT champion.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't take any notes on this match. Like the match, it was just okay.
Yeah.
Cedric Deduce, Briscoe, and Copeland were calling the match. I agree with that wholeheartedly. The match ends with Malachi misting Copeland, and then he hit the spin kick and got the pin.
The parts of the match that were good were the ones that I suspect were called by Briscoe, because at points it operated like a 3-on-3 from Ring of Honor. And before Tony Khan brought Ring of Honor, their 3-on-3s were a thing of beauty. I used to, it didn't make a difference who they threw together. Whether or not it made sense, they would put on a great 3-on-3. And you got a sense of that during this match. And then when it gets to the dumb stuff, I can't remember what it was, something stupid. Everybody doing the spear, was that what it was?
Yeah.
When that popped up, I'm like, okay, Cedric was like, that's all WWE. I'm like, yeah, that must be Adam's contribution to it.
Yeah. Everybody just... Eddie Kingston doing the spear, really? Nah. Mark Briscoe is plausible,
points, yeah.
But not really. So I was like, okay. So yeah, that's how that went. Then TBS title match, no notes, but glowing.
Yeah.
To an extent. So we got Willow Nightingale versus the champion, Julia Hart. And it was a good match with both females showing up.
Yeah, they were both doing their thing.
Willow wins with the Dangerous Queen Bomb. And so before going into all of that and the rest, these 2 women showed up. They fought in that ring.
Mm-hmm.
This was one of the 2 better matches of the whole night.
Yeah.
This match was awesome. Julia, so damn good. And you could tell Willow was calling the match. It's different when Willow calls a match. This was really damn good. There might have been a couple of little hiccups, but
if anything, it was minor. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was so minor it meant nothing.
They didn't look like they were floundering. They didn't look exhausted. They didn't let them know what they were doing. They both looked like, hey, I got the assignment and I'm ready to do some damage.
They pro wrestled each other. Yeah. They did they came in and did business.
Mm-hmm.
So after Willow wins, which shocked us.
Oh yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Then Statlander, she comes out and she celebrates. I was like, okay. Then Mercedes Moné come out and that killed it for me.
Her whole entrance.
She come out in her stupid little gown. She's doing her little stripper dance.
Stupid little not knees.
I know that dance was extremely popular at one point, and I get it. It would suit her if she was about something. I've watched 4 of her promos, and I'm like, you keep jumping in and out of character. You're boring me. I don't get your hair. Is it real? Is it not? Can you get drugged by that thing? You know, can someone cheat you out of a match by pulling your hair? It looks nice, but it takes more than looking nice. You need to perform.
And she ain't performed yet. She's going the whole way that, what is it, Saraya? Is that how it's pronounced? Yeah. Saraya did. I'm gonna be here every week, you know, being the doing the face promo, and then when I do start wrestling, I wrestle once every 6 months, and then y'all give me a title. I can see them doing this with her because
Mercedes Moné is not. I don't see her being worth the money right now. But I had to note Willow won this just so Moné can have something to fight for at the next pay-per-view and take it. That's all it is. That's all it is. Former WWE person come in and win a belt off of someone they don't deserve to win it from.
I hope they don't screw Willow like that.
What? That's the whole point. You ain't gonna come in with all this money, all this hype, this Beethovenish or Mozart music, and not win a belt. So it's gonna happen. Willow's gonna get about a few defenses in. She's gonna look not so well. It's gonna look bad. All of her matches are gonna look bad. She's gonna go against Moné, and that match will look relatively really good, and Moné will win. And what the thing is, Moné's gonna have to be a heel because the people love Willow, and you can see how good not only she is, but how good she can be. Mm-hmm. And she's not in the right setting to show you how good she can be, because it's not about quality, it's about quantity when it comes to AEW. Move quantity over move quality. So you won't get the chance to see how great she can be. And the whole point of her is just so she can be the baby face or the heel. They don't know exactly where she is because Mercedes Moné is trying to act like a baby face, but she keeps doing heel stuff. And so they don't know where the fans are going to go. And the thing is, you don't go where the fans go. You tell them where to go. That's how people operate. You tell them how to feel. And if they don't feel that way, they don't feel that way. But if they do, then finally you got them. Next match, international title, Kyle O'Reilly versus Roderick Strong. I wasn't caring about this. There wasn't a great hype up.
Nope.
The video packages didn't pull me in.
Nope.
But nonetheless, this was a damn good match.
It was a good match.
This match was really damn good. They didn't have a great build-up, but I would easily give this 4, maybe 4.5. Maybe 4.5. 4 and 3, 4 and a quarter. I give it that 4 and a quarter.
Yeah.
But then Wardlow, he comes out to the ring, gained the jeers from the fans. He slowly gets into the ring, only to get caught by the ref. He turns and Kyle gets a near fall. But Roderick Strong wins with his suplex release backbreaker and pin. After the match, Adam Cole, he's wheeled out. Then he stands and goes to the ring under his own power. Wardlow looking unimpressed, and Cole has taken notice.
Yeah, Cole's all like, Cole's back, so Wardlow has played his part. It's time for him to go.
I think Adam Cole might be in rehab right now to get his endurance and flexibility back up.
Trying to get past that Messiah complex.
God, yes.
Look, Roderick Strong, he put on a good match. I still don't want to see him. I still don't care. I want somebody to beat him down and shave his face. That's how I feel. I don't give.
I want to disagree.
I don't give a fuck.
I can't.
I don't give a fuck. He look like I just beat him down and shave his face and leave him in the parking lot twitching. I don't care.
What I tell you about her burning down the company,
That
right?
stupid mustache. That stupid face.
Or just beat on him like Lois Griffin, with the newspaper.
Yeah, just you stupid little man.
You stupid man, you stupid man.
Give him a
Trying
good
to get a rise out of me?
Give him a good strangling. Break out the clippers and take that shit off his face. You can leave his hair on his head, but just shave all that stupid mustache off his face.
What is wrong with you?
I don't like him, and I don't like his friend. And I'm glad we don't watch it anymore.
Next is the FTW title. Chris Jericho versus Hook. Not looking forward to this match. The fans do not like Jericho. They chant Fozzy sucks and go home Jericho, go home. Like, go home Tai Chi, go home.
He got Tai Chi heat. You know it's bad.
Tai Chi started off, no one cared. Then it was, you need to leave. And then they started liking him. Jericho went from, we expect awesome from you. Then we find out your actual personality outside of the ring. And then we see how that is actually your personality in the ring. And now we don't care that much. But then you took away your music. The only thing that you had going for you is now gone.
You know that you have made a wrong turn at Albuquerque if you got Tai Chi heat. You need to go somewhere in a corner and reevaluate your existence. Because Tai Chi had to.
Yeah, Tai Chi had to.
He had to have a come to Jesus meeting by himself. It was just himself, and him.
And then he became your favorite wrestler. See?
No. He became neutral. That's all he got.
I thought he became your favorite wrestler. You had the poster and everything.
Oh, yeah. I put a poster up with Tai Chi so I could use it for target practice.
What is wrong with you?
What you want me to say? You over here lying.
I don't lie. Ow, what you hit me for? See?
For lying.
Violence.
For lying.
No, you always got to cover up stuff with violence.
Nope.
Stop hitting me.
Oh, yeah, the other chant. Okay, you'll get to it.
So, they're trying to make Hook look good, but he missed an apron jump elbow that Jericho had to sell. He nearly German suplexed Jericho's head into the steps. Then again, Jericho was the one who wiggled into that direction. Hook did a tossing exploder from the apron, landing Jericho on the table just barely. Chris's hips did most of the table damage. With the trash can on Chris's head, Jericho takes 2 swings from the kendo stick and then takes an exploder for a 2 count. At an awkward angle, he could have really been injured. Trish Stratus, I think she got a tooth knocked out doing that spot. Then the fans chant, please retire.
I heard that. I'm like, oh no. They want you to go away and never come back.
Please retire.
Oh man.
Jericho breaks the red rum attempt by crashing through the corner place table. You always wonder when that's going to happen. Aubrey goes to count while Jericho gets both feet legally on the middle rope. She counts 1, pauses, 2, and pauses, Hook kick out. I'm like, what was that? Hook eventually tries red rum again, but the move is broken by a mule kick. Jericho hits the back elbow and Hook kicks out on 2. Jericho hits the back elbow again for a 2 count. Taz removes his headset and fans chant his name. Jericho gets a black back. Jericho yells for Hook not to make him do this many times. Hook flips him off. He's got the wherewithal to flip him off while dazed and can barely stand. And so he gets a grand ovation for doing that, and he got cracked upside his dome by the bat and then pinned. You got enough wherewithal to flip somebody off, you can duck.
Yeah.
can barely
just drop like Switchblade used to. He just go limp and start laughing. You could have done that.
you mean to tell me you wobbly? You can barely stand, but you got the balance to flip someone off with both hands instead of just I dropped to the ground. Look at that, you missed. You know.
Yeah.
But to me, it looked like a really good shot to the head. Chaz checks on his boy with the trainers while the Lionheart, the learning tree, Chris Jericho leaves with the bat, with the bat and belt.
Talking about, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm like trying to make this douchebag sympathetic, and the face is way too little, way too late. No one cares. It's not gonna work.
Lionheart, I guess, I don't know. Jericho probably got that from Mel Gibson movie. I don't know when it came out and when he was wrestling WCW. But the learning tree, that's Thunderbolt Patterson. So, you're gonna sit under the learning tree. When I heard those promos, I was like, okay, that's where. So, and I think it was Thunderbolt. Should have been. I don't know. I'm getting fuzzy, feeling fuzzy. But yeah, I'm like, it's not fair to take somebody else's catchphrase and then trademark it so you can own it. That's not fair. There should be something of public discourse.
Well, Jericho don't care about that.
Yeah, he don't have an original bone in his body. The Painmaker. Well, he got that from the Rainmaker. I thought it was a nice gimmick just to be a baddie against Okada, but okay. Next, we get to the women's world title, Thunder Rosa versus Toni Storm. Match is okay. It was a good match.
Yeah.
It was all right. This is a good match. It was better than the other. This is the only other great match of the show. And there's a reason for it. But Mariah May, she begins to interfere. Deonna Purrazzo, she runs in, stops her, and they fight off.
Yeah, just pull hair up the side of the ramp.
Here's what you do. Here's what y'all need to learn to do. When you come in and stop someone from cheating, you fight there. You put them down, beat on them, hit your finisher, or do something. It's legal. You can't get disqualified for beating someone out that's not in the ring. And then, after that, you leave them laying. You stand there, the babyface. Cheer the person on. Whatever happens, happens, but you cheer them on. Just stop fighting off. Or if it's going to be a screwed finish, then the babyface run in, gets beat down. Then with that distraction, the ref got to go check on that person. Then the heels can do something. But the fighting off is stupid. Still, Storm gets a few moves, and the screen fades to gray for her hip attack. So that told me right then she's slated to win the match. As soon as it went to gray for her, she's supposed to do her taunt and beauty shot thing and then the hip attack. But she didn't. So she...
I knew she was going to win anyway.
Huh?
I knew she was going to win anyway.
Yeah. Then she hit Storm 0 for a 2 count. Then Storm survives a sloppy seated Cobra clutch from Thunder Rosa. Then with the ref meaninglessly distracted, because you got to put an apron back, Storm hits a low blow kick on Rosa. And it was brutal.
It was.
Hits the Storm 0 and gets the pin. Luther revives long enough to carry her off.
I like Storm.
Toni Storm is so good to watch. You don't care about a lot of the stupid that takes place.
Her promos, oh my goodness. I think she is the only female in AEW, just AEW, that can cut a promo and just pull you in.
Yes.
The only one.
You want to lift women, then work at a
Then go back to being a social worker.
A social worker, yes.
You could have dragged me to hell.
This is not a business. This is a business, not a charity.
You would have sent me to hell. I make love to my demons every night. I was like, bitch, yes. All that get along gang, we can do it together bullshit. Nah. That's what I want right there. That's the bitch I want backing me up. Bring your demons with you. We gonna get this done. What? Yes. She's the only one. The only female up there that can talk with a damn. And she can wrestle. She does some dumb. They have her doing some silly shit. But when the rubber meets the road, Toni Storm is good.
She gets in there and she conducts business.
She understands the assignment.
That's your other term.
Yes, she understands the assignment.
Okay, next we get Will Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson. The fans are all over the place with chants while these two open with some wrestling. Bryan's calling this match. He's calling this match, but the fans are epically live. When I say epically live, they don't stop. Mm-mm. Now they was live pretty much the whole event, really.
But they were really loud for this match.
Wow. I mean, going on fan chant alone, this match should have been 8 stars. Just the chant alone. But I'm gonna get into this. So they do the wrestling and then go into high spot fest of evading moves and strikes. Okay, that is literally an indie show spot that's been done for so long, and they got that from Pro Wrestling Noah, which did it. Okay, that did it at sparing moments. So then, sorry, I was distracted by hearing stuff at the door. So after a thunderous chop exchange, Bryan shoots in, picking the ankle and taking it back to wrestling. So it's like he's going to stop the silly and get it back to wrestling. Take Will off his game, try to show a distinct difference in style. Mm-hmm. They do many strike exchanges, but most important, Bryan works the body with punches and kicks. Will doesn't sell them and performs as if it was never an issue. He was never touched, never bothered. These are some strong body blows, punches, elbows, kicks. Will Ospreay should have sold it the whole match. Never did. Bryan hit a nice avalanche tiger suplex that Will sold perfectly, but then the damage was no longer there. Will wanted to get kicked, but got slapped instead, and then rose to deliver a perfect elbow strike to Bryan. I mean, you sit there on your knees and you say, yeah, kick me. Bryan's like, whap, slap him instead. He got up, elbow. It looked like in frustration. Great, perfect, beautiful. But your ribs got ate up for a while. Ospreay hit the Ace Crusher on the apron, but in protecting Bryan, he took the brunt of the damage from the steel railing. Ospreay hit the hidden blade from the apron while the ref was checking on Bryan. The ref knew how to get out of the dodge then, so it's kind of like, hey ref, if you get hit later in any match for any reason and you fall out, it's not going to look good because you was able to evade this.
They're not going to remember.
They're not going to care either. Bryan gets into the ring right before the 10 count. Will hit a long distance swan dive drop kick upon that entry. And instead of going for the pin, he hit a kneeling high angle power bomb. Actually, yeah, with both knees. That's the one that Big Bubba Rogers was trying to do a long time ago, and cracked dude in the back of the head. And as Cornette relayed, Dusty was like, "Don't do shit you don't know how to do." And it's like, yeah, you shouldn't do things you don't know how to do.
Yeah,
but that would have a Bubba bomb basically, or I don't know, BBR bomb. I don't know, but no one had done it. And he was trying to innovate it, but that's what it would have been. Bryan then he gets the omoplata crossface, but Will escapes, forcing Bryan to apply the over-the-shoulder armbar, but Will gets his foot on the ropes. The fans are still chanting things. They were chanting stuff all this time, chanting. Bryan gets 3 middle kicks in, followed by the buzzsaw kick that doesn't do anything. He got 3 middle kicks, bam, spinning stiff middle kick to the head, but it's nothing. Bryan tries the flying knee, gets caught for a powerbomb, but flips that into a Hurricane Rana. That should have been the 3 count. I mean, because technically it was, but the ref had to pause. They exchanged roll-up attempts. Bryan hit the knee for a 2 count. The fans are still chanting. Bryan shouts that it's time to kick his fucking head in, and then he does so. The fans chant yes, no. So, they're just doing what they do. To counter the omoplata, Will uses mounted forearm strikes, but he's trapped in the triangle choke. Bryan uses the elbows to the head, but Will counters into a trapped arm De Beers special. They don't know to call it that. They call it the Styles Clash, but it wasn't for a pin. So he got the move, but it wasn't for anything. Will no-sells the cradle backdrop and springboard, then hits the springboard ace crusher only to get, he caught the flying knee. He caught it. Yay! So Bryan hit the flying knee. Wasn't for anything. They just laid there for a little bit. Bryan taunts yes in the corner while Will gets up wobbly and gets to the corner and then staring with such tension, anger, focus, drive, the need. He slowly removes the elbow pad. So that was a spot. They charge. Will hits the back elbow. Then he grabbed Bryan, picked him up. Perfect release, Tiger Bomb. High angle. Jaguar driver basically is what he hit him with. Jaguar Yokota's move. Bryan sells injured, and as the doc comes in and he gets up, Will hit the glancing hidden blade for the pin. And I note, to be honest, you can't follow this match. And I'm sure it's a 6.5 or 7 stars. I would give it 4 for obvious reasons. Sadly, if Will sold the match, it would have been 5 stars all the way, regardless of the moves. Will notice Bryan hurt, goes to his side with the trainers, and then a ref tries to keep him from Bryan for some reason. A moment later, the ref is out of the way, and Will checks on his friend, who is...
No one's helping him.
Yeah, that's what I wrote. No one's helping him.
No backboard, not even trying to look like they're trying to mobilize. They're just sitting there hovering over him while he's shaking. It's like, okay. And I know that we are lucky that Will chose to retire the move that hurt his friend while the injury has been deemed a work. I'm like, man, AEW suck. As soon as that stuff happens, you don't let anything out. You don't let, okay, he's hurt. He's injured. It looks bad. Will is concerned. He retires the move. Nobody should hear that, oh yeah, it's a work. No. So, look, you got all those people in that audience concerned, worried, and they don't know what's going to happen. It's like, man, he did that to Omega, and he should have been hurt. He did it twice. He got Danielson. We know Danielson got some neck injuries. We know he's got some shoulder injuries, some leg and back injuries. He did this. What in the world? And they go home and realize, looking at stuff online, oh, that's a work. Yeah.
It's, man, and you wonder why people are losing trust in your product. So, AEW tag title match, the Young Bucks versus FTR. Upon the entrances, the fans are much quieter and slightly a little louder for FTR. My assumptions, the Bucks have been fully exposed and the fans crave the flavors of pro wrestling and not the indie style. FTR is not having the great matches they once had, and great means matches with meaning. They have fully cooled off. Part of FTR's fame was Dax's podcast. He's unreachable now. In addition, it has been declared that this whole feud was a work. They messed up since day one, trying to avoid having the match, to avoid embarrassment, and yet to build the fans' anticipation. The fans are quiet on the match, except the noticeable few with full seemingly only popping for weapon spots. You can go back and watch it. Only weapon spots gained anything. So they got Dax to bleed, and the trainer's checking on him. And I know that if it's not at a minimum a muta or flare level of bleeding, it's not worth checking on. I can't deal, and I want to skip.
I was waiting for him to give me the okay. I really didn't care about this match.
FTR's climbing to win, and the fans and a fan rushes in, knocking them off the ladder. He's demasked, and it's Jack Perry, who's got this smarmy fucking smile on his face. The Bucks win because of that, and Perry is taken away from ringside by trainers, security, some personnel. So Perry is back.
Great. This is really going to make your product soar. I can't wait for the ratings.
You bring back the very person that got rid of your top star. You, and Bryan Danielson got rid of CM Punk. It's not that CM Punk isn't wrestling anymore. It's that CM Punk is no longer on the show that was needed to gain fans, needed to get some form of seriousness. You got rid of him so you could keep your little play stuff going, and a lot of the fans are angry over that. So now we get to the main event of the evening. So it's the AEW World Title match. Swerve Strickland versus Samoa Joe. Sockface said it's the most prestigious title in the sport. All right, how so? It's not been defended well. The challengers to the champion that could easily be beaten had to job out. The people who held it were not cared for until MJF, Samoa Joe, and now possibly Swerve Strickland. Those are your three. The three people of merit to hold it. Swerve comes out, and yeah, that gives up the review game, but I'm going through the notes. Swerve comes out with new music, at least the opening, wearing the Black Panther attire. The fans don't know how to take it. We love you. Looking a little militant, though. Is it you? It's under that mask? I don't know. Black is really slimming.
Hell.
You got claws. I don't know what's going on. You know, is this T'Challa? I don't know. Nana comes out. He's very stoic. Then the music hits. Nana starts dancing while Swerve looks like a king. Got the mask off and everything.
You got a nice coat on.
Yep. During introductions, Nana is hyping the fans way up. The fans are torn between cheers and jeers for Samoa Joe. It seems clear they want Strickland to achieve the title. Ref Stefan Smith is officiating his first world title match, said by Sockface. At one point, Joe walks away from a missile kick, but doesn't see that Swerve lands on his feet. Then Swerve drop kicks Joe, who tumbles out of the ring. Swerve tries a suicida, but is caught and Sambo slammed onto the top of the announce table. After evading the muscle buster outside, Swerve is caught with a Sawyer slam on the exposed floor.
A Sawyer slam?
Buzz Sawyer.
Okay.
He made that power slam.
Okay.
The scoop slam that you love so much.
Yeah.
From Dustin. Yep.
Okay.
Swerve tries a comeback, and Joe cuts it short with a rolling sweep kick, dropping Swerve onto his face, and that was a really good move. It looked really brutal. It looks like a fight, a struggle. That's good. This Joe ain't doing certain things. In any case, outside, the tide turns when Joe clotheslines the post after accidentally nailing Swerve the first time. You go back and watch it. Joe clothesline, pap, Swerve right up under the jaw. There's a small, quick, barely mouth-moving conversation, and then they go at it again, and that's when Joe clotheslines the post. Swerve works the arm best he can, and after a German suplex, he goes for the pin for a 2 count. Swerve hits a diving arm breaker and then applies a key lock before transitioning into a triangle arm lock. And there's a difference between an arm lock and the triangle choke. There's a difference. Joe powers Swerve up and into the corner and hits the muscle buster for a 2 count. Horrible spot coming up. With Joe distracted by Nana, Swerve hit the house call, which is that leaping sidekick, leaves Joe resting on the bottom rope for a while until he hits the Scorpio splash. Swerve goes up top while Joe gets into position, which looked horrible. Got into position from the rope to the corner and sitting up and takes the swerve stomp. That was the end of the whole horrible spot. Joe gets the coquina clutch on and Swerve survives. Swerve goes into his arm yank, and then he hits the house call that never wins, but for some reason the fans thought it would. Why? I don't know. He hit the house call. He goes for the pin. The fans are counting 1, 2, and it's a kick out. I'm like, y'all really thought he was gonna stay down? But hey, I get it. You're all in the moment. They pulled you in. I'm not gonna begrudge that part of it. But you've seen time and time again moves that don't win. Don't pop for moves that ain't for a pin or moves that don't win. Unless you see it win, then you can say, oh, might be though. They battle up top on the top rope. Swerve leaps over Joe's back, runs, grabs Joe, who held on to the top rope for some reason instead of hopping down. Power bombs Joe off the top rope, climbs up, and Joe waits for a very long time for Swerve to hit the Swerve Stomp and win the AEW title. Tiny amount of confetti for some reason. Like, pff, it was like everyone else, boom, pow, 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 pow. But for Swerve, it was,
yeah.
Seems like the fans wanted this win more than Swerve did as he celebrates. And he celebrated well. He did a good job celebrating. So it wasn't a bad event to watch. I
hate Swerve's finishing move.
I would like his move if he would just hit it. Nothing's going to beat the Warriors' way. Nothing.
No, it's not.
It's not. You don't have to sit up. I get it. But it needs to stop.
You can't be so loopy that you're going to take this idiotic move and sit up. Who sits up when they're mostly unconscious? Who?
Really?
No one. No one says, "Oh no, I'm feeling faint. I'm gonna sit up." What the?
Here's what I would like. Here's what I would like, and then I'm gonna go back to Zemo after this. I would like for Swerve to work on variations of this move. You can stomp them while they're flat. You need to be able to do that. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Then he needs a version where they're starting to sit up to get up. You need a version when they're getting up in a kneeling position, not taking too long, and land on their back, dropping them to the mat. You need variation, so and you need to have it so that some of the opponents can get out the way. Your finishing move sometimes should be able to be avoided and not in the obvious way and not hit in the clear, silliest of ways. Now, Zemo mentioned that the referees, Stefan and Bryce. Bryce Rensburg, no. From my standpoint, I can't agree with that. But I could be changed. Let me know, Zemo, why Bryce? Why? Let me know. When it comes to Stefan, at first I was like, hell no. But I thought about his work. And yeah, it's very Earl Hebner-like. In the right spot, at the right time, officiates right. So, okay. I give him, yep. And he's really good on Ring of Honor. So, okay, cool. But those are the only two disagreements that I was having. But now I'm like, okay, Stefan. But Bryce, give me the argument, Zemo. Give me your argument. Because I forgot who Where you mentioned the females in WWE, where you talked about them, your arguments dispelled. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry at this moment I can't remember who it was, but I'm like, okay, cool. Bailey, it was Bailey, was one of them, and I was like, oh, okay, good history, sounds nice. All right, changed my mind. She's not worthless anymore. She's not worthless. She's worthful.
Yay.
I'm not underwhelmed, and I'm not whelmed. I'm better whelmed. I'm not overwhelmed. I'm just better whelmed.
I was surprised that Swerve won. He's been scratching and clawing to stay relevant for 2 years, so I can understand it culminating in this, because they tried to just cast him to the wayside with all kinds of stupidity, and he just refused to die. But the problem is, the win wasn't convincing.
Nope.
The win wasn't convincing.
And Joe didn't show up. Joe was there. Joe was good, but Joe didn't show up.
He didn't show up. He wasn't, seek and destroy Joe.
There is a mode that Joe goes in where you can tell he's out for blood, and when you beat that display of Joe, then you've done something.
But that display of Joe didn't show up.
So
Joe is so good that when he doesn't show up, you can see it.
Yep.
Just like Sonata.
Yep.
Who can do no wrong.
Now, granted, I'm a little intrigued about Okada.
Yeah,
I am. The heel stuff. I might watch Dynamite.
The only problem is he's teamed up with the young twerps.
Yeah.
That's the only problem. But if he can heal better than those dumbass looks they have on their face all the time, it might be worth watching.
The Young Bucks do heel stuff in a match and don't get a response. Okada did, and he got a heavy response.
Mm-hmm. I'm curious to see what they're going to do with Joe. Is Joe going to go away for 6 months?
Or is he going to go to WWE? Has Triple H been like, hey, man, come on. And he's like, all right. No, because that would have been reported ages ago. But when someone's contract is about to run up and they lose a belt, there you go.
Or has it been 2 years for Joe?
I think so. If I was Joe, I'd go to TNA because I think I'm going to watch that next. You can watch with me.
That was what I said I was going to do, but we had to get through this first.
We had to get through this. So we got through this. It's been almost an hour. I hope y'all enjoyed this. This has been Cedric and Cedric for CR Wrestling Commentary on AEW Dynasty 4/21/2024. Y'all be good, be chill, be safe. We'll see you next time.
Roderick and Adam suck.